Today, we're going to talk about a tool that project managers absolutely swear by, but really anyone can use it. It's called the risk register, and honestly, it might just be your new secret weapon for making sure things actually go right. So, you ready to check this out? I mean, we've all been there, right? You've got it all planned out perfectly. Maybe it's a big launch at work, a family trip, even just a weekend barbecue. And then, bam, out of nowhere, something goes wrong and the whole thing just goes off the rails. It's so frustrating. But what if you could see those problems come? Well, turns out you can. Meet the risk register. And look, don't let the kind of formal name scare you off. At its heart, it's really just a list. It's a tool designed to help you spot potential headaches before they happen. It's all about shifting from reacting to problems to actually being ready for them. And that doesn't just save your project, it saves you a ton of stress. So, how does this thing actually work? Well, to show you, we're going to build one together, right now. And we'll use a super simple project that everybody gets, planning a company picnic. Seems easy enough, right? But as you're about to see, even a simple picnic has its own hidden dangers. Okay, first things first. You got to start with the basics. Just give your project a name, for us it's company picnic, and slap a date on it. Now, that date is actually more important than it looks, because your risks might change over time. This way, you always know you're looking at the most up-to-date plan. All right, now this is where it gets really interesting. To actually capture a risk, you need to tell a little story about it. Don't worry, we're not writing a novel here. It's just a simple, three-part story that makes the risk crystal clear to anyone who reads it. Let's build one for our picnic. Every risk story kicks off with the cause. This is just the basic situation, the root of the potential problem. For our picnic, a pretty obvious cause of trouble is, insects are at the picnic site. It's just a fact of being outside. So if the cause is there, what's the event that could happen? Well, if you've got insects, the event is that people might get insect bites. See that? It's a direct link. The cause leads to a potential event. And that brings us to the third part, the impact. This is the so what of it all. Okay, people get bitten. So what? Well, the impact is that your guests could feel sick or just uncomfortable, which, would totally ruin the picnic. So remember that flow. Cause leads to event, which leads to impact. And here's how that little story plugs right into our register. We give it an ID, number 1. We write out the story. Insects leads to bites, which leads to illness. And then, this part is absolutely crucial. We assign an owner. That's the one person whose job it is to keep an eye on this risk. For now, we'll say that's the project manager. Okay, so we've got a risk down on paper. But how big of a deal is it? Is this a tiny little annoyance, or is this a full-blown picnic-ending disaster? To figure that out, we've got to turn that fuzzy feeling of maybe into a hard number. Let's see how. We do this by looking at two things, probability and impact. Probability is simply how likely it is that this thing will happen. Impact is how bad it will be if it does happen. We just rate both on a simple scale, say from 1 to 5. Easy enough, right? Now for the math. And trust me, it's the easiest math you'll do all day. For our insect risk, let's say the probability is a 3 out of 5. Pretty likely. And the impact is also a 3. It'd be moderately bad. You just multiply them. 3 times 3 gives us a risk score of 9. And just like that, we've taken a worry and turned it into a number we can actually work with. So we have a risk, and it has a score of 9. Great. But just knowing about it isn't enough, is it? Now we need a plan. This is where we go from just watching for problems to knowing exactly what we're going to do about them. This is the step that turns anxiety into pure confidence. First up, we need a trigger. A trigger is just your early warning sign. It's the alarm bell that tells you the risk is happening right now. For our insect problem, the trigger is about as simple as it gets. You literally see them show up. The moment we spot those first few mosquitoes, we know the risk is active. So when that trigger gets pulled, what's our response? This is your game plan, your pre-decided action. There's no panicking, no running around trying to figure out what to do. We already decided if we see insects, we use the repellent. Simple, effective, and we planned it way ahead of time. Okay, so we've walked through every single piece for one risk. Now, let's really see the power of this thing. We'll add another classic picnic problem and look at the whole register all put together. So, our second risk is the big one, bad weather. Let's do the story real quick. The cause is, well, bad weather. That could lead to the event of rain. And the impact? We'd probably have to cancel some of the games and events we had planned. See? Another clear, simple story.
And here it is, our finished risk register. I mean, just look at how clean and organized this is. You can see our second risk, bad weather, all filled out. We said its probability is a 2, a little less likely, but the impact is a 4 because rain would be a major bummer. That gives it a score of 8. Our trigger is checking the weather report, and our response is to have a tent ready. It's all right there. And now for the grand finale. We can get a total risk score just by adding up the individual scores. So 9 plus 8 gives us 17. You can think of this number as the project's risk temperature. The higher the number, the more risky the project, and the more you need to pay attention. So let's just quickly recap the 4 simple steps. 1. Tell the risk story. Cause, event, impact. 2. Assign an owner. Someone has to be responsible. 3. Calculate the score. Probability times impact. And 4. Plan your trigger and your response. That's really it. You now know how to build a risk register.
You see, this is way more than just some chart for a project manager. It's a whole new way of thinking that helps you turn worry into action. So the real question I want to leave you with is this. Now that you have this tool, what hidden risks are just sitting there, waiting in your next big project?